Hey, put that plate of sushi down and grab your seats because we're about to begin the show. Don't forget to silence your cell phones.
I remember Doni as a little boy growing up in our community. His parents, longtime members of the shul. And Doni was always a young man who had ambitions. He was a very fine young man, and he was very much involved in davening and in learning, and he was an excellent student. And as he grew and he looked for a mate, he found a very wonderful companion in Mickey, who was a young woman from a very prominent family in Brookline. As soon as they came in, Mickey took one of the most difficult jobs, which was the hospitality committee. And Mickey did that so wonderfully, and she very often had those families eating in her house, staying in her house. Doni, he is a young man who comes to shul every single morning, and he is there in the evenings, and he is there for learning, and he instituted learning groups on Shabbos, and he instituted a special Shalosh Shudas that we now have for fathers and their children, and there is a lot of Torah and a lot of singing, and we congratulate them and we wish them all of the best, and we wish that they have continued nachas from their children and that they continue to live in our community and to prosper.
As a very young boy growing up, Doni was always a chevra. He would walk around shul shaking every man's hand. When we walked up and down North Avenue, he would go into the bank, the bakery, the barber shop, just to say hello to everybody. And we nicknamed him the mayor of North Avenue.
And when Doni and Mickey left Boston, they lived in Riverdale, so they were in close proximity. I'm not surprised that my children moved. I think it was a tremendous leap of faith that my daughter-in-law was willing to live in the same neighborhood, especially with the two of us across the street.
At first, when we looked at New Rochelle, we weren't 1,000% sure because there weren't that many people our age in the community. This was about 5 years ago. We knew that there had been some older couples in the community, like Ari Farkas, and there were some really young kids who just graduated high school, like the Schatzkases.
So we figured we'd
it'd be somewhere in between. We
Right.
weren't sure if we'd have that many friends, but it turned out to be really great.
And really, we should just call a spade a spade. I really only wanted to move to a community where I could be directly across the street from my mother-in-law. That was really the deal breaker.
Yeah. When we looked at the community, obviously we were a little bit skeptical.
You totally killed that.
Still going? What are we doing?
I think that both Mickey and Doni have incredible characteristics that help them lead the community and take leadership roles. They're both really good athletes. They're both really good at school. So they both really help out. I think overall, I would call them both, just the one word to characterize them both is just a winner.
A yinner winner?
Yinner winner. Okay. Anything else? I'm just doing all the talking. You just said, come on, what's this? You're my foil? They're both involved in every aspect of the shul. It's not just the children. The fact that Doni is available to daven for the Yamud at any moment. He's available in the mornings. He's available at night. He's there in the morning and he's there at night.
It's all accurate.
When I think about the Nyers, I think of an ideal young family that's ready to work for the shul in almost every direction. They focus their attention on our youth department, which is definitely where they're at in terms of their family dynamic. And when Doni's involved in the community and with Mickey by his side, it's going to be an amazing thing.
The community has definitely changed a lot since I grew up here in New Rochelle. The number of restaurants has pretty much stayed the same in the last 25 years. I mean, it's definitely grown in the sense that we picked up a much better pediatric dentist and educator
Yes.
in the community, so that goes without saying.
Definitely. The preschool education is definitely.
Far superior than it used to be. It's the most awkward meeting I've ever been to.
Because you're making it awkward. Awkward!
Okay, fine.
Just speak from your gut.
Okay.
That's why you have one.
Doni and I both grew up here in New Rochelle, and I remember Doni and I going to youth events together and Onegs and Teen Minion, and it's just so nice that we're now both in the position that we can give back to the community in the same way.
When you first move to a community, you don't know so many people and you're kind of anxious to get involved, and the hospitality committee really welcomed us, helped us a lot that first week that we moved in, and I wanted to give back to those specific people in the community and the community at large, and decided to help those other new families that were moving in, and that's really why I joined the committee.
From the time that Mickey moved to New Rochelle, she really wanted to join the Women's League committee events that were taking place, and she quickly volunteered to be on the hospitality committee. Within a year, she coerced me to do it with her, and so for 3 years, we chaired the committee together.
For president?
I will be running for president, yes.
Make Young Israel
Yes.
of New Rochelle great again.
And our school safer.
Actually, that works because you used to live here.
Yeah,
So
that's
you're
true.
making it great again.
That's true.
We should have made hats.
The truth is what really also
You
inspired
should
me
have totally
to...
made hats.
I'm talking.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. The truth is what really inspired me to get involved with the community also is that I follow big shoes to fill. My mother was a big part in the community. But the truth is she actually was known in the community as Esther the Dictator. She would kind of go around and rally children up and make sure they were in places they were supposed to be. So I thought to follow my mother's legacy and footsteps and be the one to going around running around to corral kids and make sure they're in the right places. So it fit really well to become the youth chair. I decided to get involved in the youth department. I decided that the best way to... I decided to join the youth committee. I decided to join the youth committee because Shul is such a central role. I talk all day long. This is amazing. I could talk to anybody about anything. It's like the most awkward.
Awkward!
I decided to join the youth committee because my children come to Shul every week, and I wanted to enhance the programming and add to what was already.
That's what enhanced me.
I decided to join the youth committee All right, cut 67.
They
What
told
is that? Supposed to be like so serious? I mean, I could sit here and be like, well, my grandfather was a rabbi and it was so great, and my mother was Getting involved in the shul and volunteering on my time was very important to me. It's something that my family, my parents, my grandparents had done over the years, and something that I said I wanted to do and be part of my family.
My grandparents, both my mom's parents and my dad's parents, were involved in their local communities. My mom's parents in Washington Heights and in Israel, and my dad's parents in Boston. And that continued to my parents in their involvement in the community in Boston. My dad was the president of Young Israel of Brookline. My mom is very involved in the sisterhood, and that tradition continues on to the next generation.
I think what inspired me most to get involved in the Women's League was really remembering back to when my mother volunteered at the sisterhood, well, actually still volunteers in the sisterhood in Boston, and just watching how great her programs were and how the community really took to them, and I want to give to my community just like she did.
For the last 4 years, I've been lucky enough to co-chair many events with Mickey. Just since Hanukkah this year, she's done 3 events. Hanukkah, she did the Chagiga with Benny Friedman, Purim, the Breakfast events, and this year she added the Women's League Mishloach Manot. And in the meantime, she had baby number 4. This is young leadership at its best. It's the next generation for the Young Israel of New Rochelle.
We love you, Mommy and Abba. Why do we do what we do? Why do we do what we do?
I think it's because we're getting honored.
I think so.